Welcome to the Leadership Levers Podcast. I'm your host, Will Gladhart, CEO of Connect to Metrics. At Connect to Metrics, we help organizations strengthen their culture one action at a time. We're here today to learn about the actions leaders have taken to address cultural change. Our guest today is Jeff Ney, CEO of New Dynamics, LLC. Thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you, Will.
I thought we would start by having you share with our audience a bit about yourself and your organization or your background.
Sure. Thanks. Well, first off, Will, thanks for having me on your podcast today. It's a real pleasure to be here with you. Again, my name is Jeff Ney. I head up New Dynamic. I also founded the company 3 years ago. And New Dynamic is a software consulting firm. And we are a Microsoft partner that specializes in a software platform called Dynamics 365. So what we do is we help our clients implement solutions related to sales, marketing, and customer service.
Thanks for sharing that. So, Jeff, you also received a recognition recently as one of the best places to work. Share us a little more about that as well.
Oh, thanks. No, we're really excited about that. The team here. It's a cool honor, especially given that we're in our third year since founding the company. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the best places to work that the Kansas City Business Journal sponsors, it involves an anonymous survey that goes out to your employees. So as a leader in your company, you agree to kind of put yourself at the mercy of how these surveys will come in. You need to make sure that you need to hope that your employees are engaged enough that they respond to these surveys and then respond favorably. And you're scored on it, and based on your scores, you get recognized in a different category. And so we were fortunate enough this year to be recognized as one of the best places to work. And there will be a celebration and a reception at Arrowhead Stadium coming up next month that we're excited to be participating in.
Yeah, that's a really fantastic honor and a recognition, especially for a new growing company. So congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be discussing 3 questions today as a warm-up. Okay. To start our conversation, would you share why you believe a healthy culture is critical?
So a healthy culture is critical because when you think about it, it's one of those things that is hard to mask. If you have a company culture that's not strong, if you have issues with your company culture, it's going to start to bleed through. Your prospects and your clients can see that. And that may come out in the form of poor quality in your product or your service, or poor customer service. And when you think about it, and it's a philosophy that a lot of leaders are following today, but wasn't really thought of that many years ago, is that, a healthy organization, a healthy company culture really becomes a competitive advantage.
Absolutely. So that, I think, is a really great point to highlight. So especially in that recruiting, retention, finding the right talent, because Absolutely. The talent game right now is a big challenge out there. So what do you see as the biggest challenge leadership faces for cultural change within any organization or even your own?
Well, whether you're a fairly young company like us that's in the process of building a strong company culture, or maybe you're an established company that's trying to work through some cultural changes, I think a really big challenge that I see is identifying the obstacles, identifying what's going to get in your way or what's going to slow you down, and addressing those as quickly as possible. And in a lot of cases, the obstacle may be an influential employee or two on your team that are not completely bought into what you're trying to accomplish, or maybe there's some deep-rooted beliefs that may exist amongst your team that stem from some past experiences that they've had. So I think identifying those, coming up with a plan to address those early on just helps your cause and helps you in that journey to building that strong culture.
Yeah, well, I love that you've kind of shared that, having that clarity around not only your vision and mission, but also being transparent about what those hurdles are in the organization itself, but also be willing to tackle and address those because they're not going away. And, there's certainly going to be something that continues to impact the organization as it continues to grow. So what do you think that leaders can do to address this type of challenge that they might be facing?
I think it's stay the course, beat that drum. Once you're down the path of going through a cultural change that you believe in and you know is right for your organization, stick with it and never waver. Things like celebrating your wins. And when something happens that supports the culture that you're trying to build and you're trying to promote, don't let that go unnoticed. When you see behaviors, when you see actions, when you see just events occur within your organization that's right in line with that culture that you're promoting, like I said, beat that drum, make it known, and drive it home.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point with reinforcing those behaviors, but also, I think sometimes we do forget to celebrate as leaders the accomplishments not only of one person but the entire organization as a whole. And it's not necessarily client success or monetary success; it's actually the success of the human capital or the success of the people in the organization.
Absolutely. One example I can think of, kind of specific to my organization and my industry, is I'm promoting teamwork. It can be a real separator in our industry as well. We're out, companies are hiring us based on our expertise in a particular software product. I'm hiring people to my team based on their individual expertise. And some cultures that I see in our industry and some things that members of my team may have become accustomed to in a previous life is kind of that hero mentality. I'm really smart. I'm an expert in this. I can't let the client see that I'm having a challenge in this project, or that I've been hit with a request or requirement that I haven't seen before. Well, I don't want my team members to go at it alone. I want them to collaborate, lean on each other, and work with each other. And that's kind of a foreign concept to some people in this industry. And so when I see that happening, when I see that teamwork happening, because at the end of the day, what's most important is the success of our client, right? So when I see a project that's successful, and I see that one of the elements that contributed to that success was the fact that I had people on my team that worked together, someone tapped into someone else on the team's expertise to overcome some obstacle in the project, I want to make that known to the rest of the team. I want to celebrate it, and we want to make sure that the rest of the team sees the success, and they can start to feed off of that and start to mimic the same behaviors on their projects.
So is there anything else you'd like to share, or either around these type of challenges, or maybe something that you have learned as a leader of a growing organization?
I think just driving home that point we made earlier about, a healthy culture becomes a competitive advantage. As a leader, you think about, all the other things that can give you an edge up on your competition. And most of it's, quantitative, hard measurable things, and those are important. But my gosh, if you can build a healthy culture, it bleeds through, like I said before, and the market picks up on it, your clients pick up on it, your prospects pick up on it, and good things happen. So I think just driving that point home is what's important today.
Thank you again, Jeff, for joining us. I've enjoyed having you on today. Congratulations on your recognition as one of the best places to work, and thank you for your insights.
You bet. Thank you, Will.
Thank you for joining the Leadership Levers podcast. You may find all our Leadership Levers episodes on our website at connect2metrics.com. Tune in weekly as we invite leaders to share their experiences in strengthening culture, one action at a time.